It's another beer from the Beer52 box. This is a Salt, this is a Bonneville, and it's a Pale Ale. Now, everyone knows Salt, but has anyone tried the Bonneville before? Let's see what this one's like, shall we? Check out the review. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're doing another beer from the February Beer52, support our brewers. And this is a beer from Salt Brewing. Now, Salt are everywhere, you know, you can get them in the supermarkets. They do tie-ins with other breweries. They have, you know, they're probably one of the most sort of well-known supermarket beers, in fact. Mainly because they've got some real strong branding. All their sort of beers have this sort of honeycomb type of design, and obviously different colours. But this one's a Bonneville, and this is a Pale Ale. It says zesty, it's 4%. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. We don't really know much more about it. So let's get it cracked open and get it into a glass, shall we? And see what it's like. So this one, you know, as I said, with the Beer52 this month, it's not the most exciting selection. You know, they're all very sort of breweries that we've all heard of before. But, you know, I had a Salt beer, which unfortunately I never reviewed on the channel, called Alpaca. I don't know if you've tried that, but it was available in Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's, in their wisdom, decided they're not going to do it anymore, and it was the best beer you could buy from Sainsbury's. That was Salt, and that was probably one of my favourite Salt beers. I mean, we had Tram, which was a double IPA that came out fairly recently in Tesco's, I think that was. And we also have got I've completely forgotten the name of another double ICAT was the other one that was, you know, pretty famous because it was, you know, seen as one of the best beers you could get, but there was some dodgy versions of it. So anyway, this beer, well, we've got a yellowy, hazy, very Pale Ale-esque sort of thing. We've got almost a half a finger of white fluffy head there. Yeah, I mean, it looks like pretty much a traditional Pale Ale. Let's get some aromas. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of Pale Ales have this sort of very sort of lemony, citrusy aroma, and this one is no different. That's about it. Lemons is all I'm really getting from this. So let's try it, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Yeah, flavour-wise, I'm getting lemons. There's not really anything tropical in there. I'm getting a little bit of bitterness on the back end. Yeah, like a sort of, it's lemony at the front, and then it sort of goes quite quickly into a sort of, like a pink grapefruit on the back end, really. Sort of a sweet and slightly bitter, very sort of sharp and quite zesty. It's quite nice. I mean, you know, I feel like I've had hundreds of beers that are like this before, certainly Pale Ales. Yeah, there's not much more you can say about it. I mean, if you've had a Pale Ale before, then you've tasted this before. I mean, I've had some Pale Ales recently with the likes of Verdant and who else have I had? Well, we've had a few bottle shop 440ml that are superb, absolutely brilliant. This is nothing different, you know. It's your standard sort of supermarket Pale Ale, and that's really why I'm very disappointed this month, because all of these beers you can probably get as good, if not better, from supermarkets. So paying £3 for a can just seems a little bit cheeky, I think. The body's light, carbonation is sort of middle to high, I suppose. It's a Pale Ale. There's not much else I can say about it. It's got a lemony flavour with a little bit of pink grapefruit on the back end. That's about it. Very drinkable. Again, a nice sort of summery sort of drink. It's not bad, but it's not spectacular. So let's get some scores, shall we? Okay, the scores are in for Salt's Bonneville Pale Ale. in a 330ml can, coming in at 4%, a zesty pale ale. There's not much I can say about it that's not been said a million times in a million other, beer reviews when we're talking about a pale ale. It's just a very standard pale ale. Let's see if it actually tells us anything about the hops. And no, I would say that that's the thing with a lot of the salt beers, especially from the supermarkets, don't really say much about it. It says here, crisp and juicy pale ale with aromas of lemon and lime zest. Yep, that's pretty much it, really. So starting off with the aroma, you've got pretty much lemons and limes in there. It's a very zesty, citrusy sort of aroma. With a subtleness of grapefruit, which comes through a little bit more in the flavour. So nothing overly spectacular. I'm giving it 11 for aroma. Appearance, well, it's a nice yellow hazy, but there was literally no head on it. It's almost sort of died on its backside, really. Not uncharacteristics of a pale ale. You get pale ales can be like that. It can be a little bit flat and a bit, because the body's so there's so much carbonation going on that the head just sort of goes up and then disappears. And so I'm giving this a 7 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour wise, it's just so standard. You got lemons, then you get this sort of limes. It's all a bit citrusy, really. To sort of pick out individual sort of citrus fruits difficult. You get lemons, and then you get like a sort of a slightly sweeter pink grapefruit with a little bit of bitterness that you would get from the grapefruit. And that's about it, really. The body is very light. The mouthfeel is just a little bit too fizzy. It's a beer that you've had 100 times before, and you've also had 100 times before, which has been better. It's very average. So I'm giving it 30 for flavour. Value for money, again, I know that I can get a salt beer. Crash, is that salt? Yeah, I think Crash is a salt. It's a better pale ale than that. And you can get that in Tesco's, and you can buy 4 of them for £6. So that works out 150 a can. This works out £3. I don't think it's great value for money. You can get better pale ales in supermarkets for under £2. So I'm giving it 6 out of 10 for value. And then lastly, we got the overall experience. There's nothing horrible about it. It's very drinkable. There is that sort of, the more I drink it, I'm getting a little bit more of the bitterness coming through, that grapefruit bitterness, which sometimes is nice when you're drinking a nice sort of like New England IPA and you've had that pineapple and mango up front, and then you get that sort of grapefruit bitterness on the back end. But this is just a little bit of citrus zest and then a lot of grapefruit bitterness. It's not balanced that well. So I think for overall experience, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 20. So we top those scores up and we get a 64. It's a Bon Jovi, which, when it comes to rock music, Bon Jovi are just a little bit average. And this is exactly what this beer is. There are much better pale ales out there. You go to the supermarket and you can pick up, hop, skip and juice, vocation pale ale. You get that from Tesco's. It's a lot better than this. Even the Salt Crash, which is also in Tesco's, is better than this. And they're just two that that I can think off the top of my head. There are a lot better pale ales out there. If you like pale ales, then go to the supermarket and pick up some pale ales, because this is just, it's in line with it, but it's a little bit lower. And the fact that, we're reviewing this for a Beer52 box, which costs £3, seems a bit, it's a bit cheeky. That's what it is. It's cheeky. And I'll say this a lot. The whole Beer52 box is uninspiring. And on that basis, I need to tell you that if you say that you're interested in winning a golden ticket, you can get a free box of Beer52. And maybe you can start your own YouTube channel and tell me that I'm talking rubbish. Now, I know that one thing with Beer52 is that they're doing a Belgium selection of beers coming up soon. So it may be worth getting your subscription for that. if you like and comment below and say, yep, I want free beer, or, you know, I want to be entered into the Beer 52 prize draw, then we're entering the draw and we'll give you a golden ticket and all that. And that gives you a box of beers, 8 free beers, no postage to pay. And, you know, you can enjoy those beers. And then you say, yeah, well, I might try the next box, see what it's like, and then start paying 24 quid a month. Or you might say, no, these are average, I'd rather just buy them from the supermarket or buy them from a bottle shop. And then you just cancel your subscription, and you've not paid out anything, but you've got 8 beers that you've enjoyed. So if you want to enter that competition for a golden ticket, let me know. Any of these Beer 52 reviews in February, you'll be that you put your name in the comments, you put a comment in, then you'll be entered into a draw. So if you put a comment in every one of those, you've got 8 more chances of winning. So I've rabbited on enough. I'm going to sit back and try and enjoy this beer, and then maybe select another beer that's not from Beer 52 to enjoy and maybe review. So until the next one, keep on rocking.